Cleaning a cast iron pan does not need to be super difficult. You don't need any soap or a box of salt. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how I clean my cast iron pans after I'm done using them with just water. For the full equipment list, check the description box below, but enough talking, let's get cleaning. So I just got done searing some steaks. This thing is still hot, but it's not smoking anymore. There's still some fat in here that I'm gonna pour off, and we're gonna take this dirty pan and bring it right over to the sink. But it's really important that you clean them as soon as you're done cooking because they are way easier to clean when they are hot than once they cool down. So we don't have to pour the grease off into the garbage can. We could just take a paper towel and just put it in there, and the paper towel will soak up a lot of the fat that's in there. This is impossible to do if the fat has already solidified. We can get most of it out. You do not want to pour this down your drain. This is how you mess up your pipes big time. So don't pour fat down the drain. You don't even have to pour it in the garbage can. Just take a couple pieces of paper towel and let that liquid fat soak right into there. So now that we've got the fat out of the pan, let's head over to the stove and scrub this up. So I got one of these silicone hot hands. This is great because it's gonna protect me from the hot pan, and at the same time, if it gets wet, it's not going to allow the heat to go in. If you're using a cloth glove or a towel, once that towel gets wet, it conducts heat and you will burn your hand. So now I'm gonna turn the water on and I'm gonna spray out the pan. You can see how the pan is still very hot and it's steaming. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of water in there to rinse it out. Once it's rinsed out, I'll leave a little bit of water in there, and I'm gonna go in first with my chainmail scrubber. This chainmail scrubber is an essential tool if you have a cast iron pan. It's the first step in a rough scrape of the seasoning. So I'm gonna go in there and just scrape the bottom of the pan and get all of the big stuff off. No soap, no salt needed, just this and some water. After that, I'm gonna pour out the water. I'm gonna give it a little rinse. Now I'm gonna go in there with this fine steel wool. Actually, this isn't a steel wool, it's like a steel scrubbing sponge. And we're just gonna scrub down any of the high spots that the chainmail scrubber did not get. This allows a nice even seasoning on the cast iron. And you can still see the steam coming up, but this pan is still hot and just makes it so much easier to clean. So once I've cleaned off the whole inside of the pan, we're gonna give this a rinse. And we're gonna head back over to the stove. So now I'm gonna put the heat on underneath the pan. I'm gonna use a paper towel and get off any of the excess moisture that's still here. And this pan is hot, so it'll allow all of the water on the outside to evaporate. We're just gonna put the heat from underneath to speed up that process. The hot pan also helps the seasoning stick. So once we've got this pan nice and dry, so you can use any high heat oil, canola oil, grapeseed oil. Here I'm gonna use some spray avocado oil. I think it just makes the application really easy. I'm just gonna give a light spray to the inside of this pan. And then I'll take another clean piece of paper towel and just rub the oil and just pick up any of the excess. It's also gonna clean the pan a little bit. You'll notice that the paper towel will have a little bit of a brownish tinge to it, and that's just how cast iron gets clean because it's never really fully clean or dry. It's just like a gun. It's always gotta have a little bit of oil on it. You can see how that picked up a lot of grime off the inside of that pan. If you want to get it a little cleaner, you can give it another little spray and just do that one more time. I still got the heat on from underneath because that's opening up all the molecules in between the pan and letting the oil get in there. So once this pan cools down, the oil and the surface of the pan become one. You can see that's much cleaner than our first time. So now I'm just gonna shut the heat off and I'm gonna let this cool. Once this is cool, this is how I'm gonna put it away. I hope you liked this video and it took out the mystery of how to clean and take care of your cast iron pans. If you got a Blackstone grill, check out my video here. I'll show you how I clean that one after I'm done using it too, making smash burgers. Thanks.